Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the game today with Claret and Malcolm. I am Malcolm. He is Claret, and we are so happy to meet you again. But before we start on our podcast today, I just want to remind you all to subscribe, like, follow on Instagram, and subscribe on YouTube. Comment, share, and support us. And this is another episode that obviously we're bringing to you from the basketball narratives, WNBA, NBA. But now since they're done and WNBA is in a break, we have the Olympics, and obviously you all know the Olympics are happening. So this podcast is basically gonna be about the Olympics. So have fun, and guys, there's a new narrative, a new motive that we have. From now on, we are going to be releasing one podcast on YouTube per week and an Instagram live video as well. We shall be having an Instagram live and a podcast release on YouTube every week. So follow us, share, and please make sure that you don't miss the lives, and especially because they're both fun, and especially the YouTube recording. So enjoy, and yeah, let's get right into it. Okay, so Claret, today Team USA played South Sudan in the men's Olympics for the second game. And they have the third game obviously on Saturday at 11:15 a.m. on NBC. But let's speak about today because we're going to preview that game later on. Let's speak about today. But before we get into today, before we get into pre-jazz, let's first talk about what happened to Jayson Tatum on Sunday. So Jayson Tatum, basically, for those who don't know or don't remember, he was snubbed. He was snubbed with the starting lineup and the bench. He was an unused substitute, and we saw him come out yesterday on social media and say, "I am a three-time NBA All-Star. I've been the face. I'm the cup of NBA 2K25. I've just won the championships. I'm like." Three-time first-team All-Star. I'm an All-Star, three-time first-team All-NBA. We saw it, and he felt humbled. That's exactly what he said. And Steve Kerr, obviously, before he said that, he showed some respect and blah, blah, blah. And I thought it was not a good idea. You thought it was a really good idea. I thought that was absolutely nonsense and absolutely disgraceful. And we shall get into what happened today again, because Steve Kerr mentioned it. I don't know why. Maybe he's still nursing that calf injury or something. But we shall get into that. But Jayson Tatum finally started today. That's why I wanted to bring you back. I know you talked about this on our live video about 2 days ago or yesterday. Yesterday, 2 days ago.
Like,
yes, 2 days ago. 2 days ago. Yeah. We talked about this already about the Jayson Tatum being snubbed from the. We explaining deep why it was good or bad. Or
guys, let me just tell you why. Let me just tell you, Malcolm, why he's taking it back to this. He is so mad because Jayson Tatum was not put in a starting over.
Did you see that?
Because
did you see the recordings I sent you?
No, but yes, I watched Stephen A. Smith. I watched Ang. I watched
and Uncle Ocho. Yes, sir. Everyone.
Braden Winowiski. I watched NBA Countdown. Like, come on, man. We're just gonna make about the whole thing about Jayson not playing instead of looking at the win we had. Come on, yo.
Yes.
But I know you are mad, but it was a disgrace.
It was a disgrace. It was a disgrace. It was, everyone started to question if Steve Kerr is the right coach for USA, right? But you know what helps and what will bail him out is because he has good players. If this is the way Steve Kerr was coaching a normal team, like for example, if he was coaching Canada and he's benching Shea Gilgeous-Alexander for the full game. This guy, he has a problem, to be honest.
Yeah, but
remember what I told you about Jayson Tatum, that he not only should be in the lineup on Wednesday, he should start because that's how it's meant to be. And you saw what happened today.
What do you mean it's meant to be?
The guy is an NBA champion. He's just won a championship. If you didn't want him in the rotation, you should not have called him. Exactly like what happened with Jaylen Brown. We have Jaylen Brown. We have Kyrie Irving, who was in the finals as well. We have Jaylen Brownson. We have Kyrie Irving, Jaylen Brown. We have a lot of people who are still at home who are good players as well, who are all-stars, moreover. We have Katz, Katz from Moles.
Let me ask you a question.
If you didn't want JT, you shouldn't have called him.
I have a question for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So do you think, as much as Jayson Tatum is a good player, right? He's a champion. Yes, you are putting this narrative. He just won a chip. Are you trying to say that Drew Holiday must start and Derek White must start because they are champions?
No. Jayson Tatum is better than all of them, so they don't. So
what do you mean he's better?
He's better. So there's no question.
You know
what everyone on media was saying? You know what everyone on media was saying is along the lines of, I get Drew Holiday and Derek White are like the role players for the Celtics and help them with defense and helped in big plays. But Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown are the leaders of that team, especially Jayson Tatum. He is the one who was under contract. In fact, I missed that out when I was saying what he said yesterday. He just under big contract. He made the NBA 2K25 cover. He just won the championship. He's a 3-time first team an All-NBA player. He's an All-Star. I don't know how many times he's been the All-Star. That's what he was along the lines of that. But what they were saying is that how Jayson Tatum is not only the leader of the team that led the NBA, the Eastern Conference, he is the leader of that team. He's the leader of the Celtics. And if without Celtics, I get the whole Drew Holiday and Derek White hype and PR behind them being good defenders, good perimeter wingers, all that stuff we're going to talk about, and blah, 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 that I don't want to hear about. But without Jayson Tatum, Celtics was not going anywhere. And his dad was carried them since the year, even before they reached Golden State in the final 2 years ago. So I get that whole thing of blah, 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 perimeter, 1 to 5. I hear all that crap. But without Jayson Tatum, you're not going anywhere. And so that's why he needed to play. At least play him 1 minute. What he did with 0 minutes, that was disgraceful. To be honest, there's no words for that. But today I was glad that he started, because if he didn't start today, hopefully the guy would be sacked.
No, Malcolm. I get it. It was something that nobody would have actually thought about, right? But let me ask you a question. Yeah? You have a coaching staff with Steve Kerr. I don't know. Maybe he's the third or second winning coach and player. And then you have
Easy.
And then you have Eric Spoelstra, and then you have Ty Lue on the same coaching staff, right? So are you telling me that Steve Kerr made this decision on his own? Are you not telling me that?
That's what everyone is wondering.
Right.
Exactly so wondering what happened.
Technically, so the media is pushing the whole narrative. Jayson Tatum should have played. But why don't we think about the fact that all these phenomenal coaches, made the same decision as Steve Kerr, right? To bench this certain player, right? So,
the thing is that Steve Kerr is the head coach. So even if Ty Lue suggests something and Steve Kerr doesn't want it, he has the authority to
No.
No, I get the whole, if you're second and third coach, you have to give advice and you have to agree on it. But he's the head coach. At the end of the day, you don't have to believe if you fail. You get it? You don't know who goes on media after.
Yeah, but he's getting the blame, right? But are we doing it? Are we doing it right if you're blaming Steve Kerr? Why don't we question, okay? You said, what was Jayson Tatum's comment?
He was along the lines that he felt humbled after what happened against Serbia.
So if you're reading between the lines, what are you understanding from being humbled, right?
You know what? It's because he's a proud guy. And the more wins, the more the fame, the more the media hype, the more the pride. And he had this proud. He's just won an NBA. He's on the level of like the Jude Bellingham we see in soccer now. And now removing him, like for example, benching Jude Bellingham in an England World Cup final at this point today, it just seems crazy. And if US lost that game, we'd be having a totally different
exactly
different conversation. You get it?
Right,
so but this is we are calm is because US won. But if US lost and Jayson Tatum wasn't played, it would have been a very different discussion.
That's the
because Jayson Tatum is at the level of what?
That's the whole thing it should be about, right? We won the game, which means that as much as Jayson Tatum didn't play, that tells me that he has a replacement on the team, right? So it was in the best interest of the team to win for the team, right? So let's not make it about
it doesn't happen to people like okay, why don't they bench Curry? Because Curry has been absolutely awful this whole tournament. Not just tournament, even the showcase games, even before the showcase games, since like Warriors, like the first 1 month before the end of the season, up to now, he has totally forgotten how to throw the basketball. So why don't they bench him?
Why are you shooting at Steph Curry?
Tatum
But let me ask you a question.
Because we are actually going to talk about Curry if he should be benched, because this is a serious topic for discussion. Even Devin Booker is having more points than Curry when Devin Booker is just coming from nowhere. Even Anthony Edwards, who's just a role player, who's just a bench player, has more points than Steve. We need to talk about this, but we'll dive into it later. So my point is that how can Curry be starting just because he's a veteran who has even never played in the Olympics with the USA, but Jayson Tatum, who is actually one of the best players currently in the league, not being benched? Maybe there's something. I feel like some people are thinking it's because it's personal, because of what happened in Golden State, when Golden State beat them. So now Jayson Tatum was pissed at who? At Steve Kerr. So Steve Kerr decided to humble him again. So I don't know.
No. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this, Malcolm. Right?
You have been sacked.
I consider you, right? I consider you a player, not a fan. You know the game, and you know how the game is played to win. Right? This is not about.
But you don't win by benching your best players.
No, let me make my point first, right? What do you consider being based on an Olympic team with such raw talent? In my opinion, what I consider winning, right, or a winning player, it is somebody that is able to make the rest of the team better. Now, my question to you is that I want you to explain to me, right, how does Jayson Tatum make the whole team better? Break it down for me.
Jayson
don't tell me his scores.
Numbers on offense. He can play only the numbers on offense. He can play 1 to 3 5.
How does that help the team?
It means that if there's a problem with the depth or something like that, and you need switching every time, he can switch anyone on the offense. You saw he's one of the best one-on-one offensive players. If you want to go one-on-one ISO, he's one of the best of them. If you want someone who is big in the paint and who can't be blocked and is always gonna get and wants for you, you want Anthony Edwards, you want Jayson Tatum. You want those guys who can dominate the paint when they really need to. Like with his bicep. So
yeah, but that's
what can he do? He can take the ball. He can carry the ball 94 feet. He can run the ball. He can shoot the three. So
listen, that's the point.
Him.
That's the point.
Well, now you're along the lines that he's useless. In fact, you're not just saying that he's not needed. You're trying to say that he's useless now.
No, that's what I'm not saying. I'm just giving you the comparison according to you're saying that he should start over Steph Curry, right? But what I'm telling you,
no, he's not. He's not in Steph.
So how do you
play Steph Curry's position? But you can bench Steph and put it in another player who's been good, like Joe Holiday.
Who?
But Joe Holiday, you made Joe as a PG.
But that's the problem. You're not understanding the whole thing, right? Listen.
Joe Holiday, Jason, LeBron, KD, and AD.
No. This is the thing, right? The game, when we are playing, right, we are trying to find somebody who can make the whole team better. Now, let me explain to you how Steph Curry makes the whole team better, right?
By screening and by running off the ball.
Exactly. So he's gravity.
No one can do that.
No. If it is Jayson Tatum, right, who is running off screens,
but Jayson can do things that Steph can't do as well. But in the team.
But what he's offering that Steph doesn't offer does not make the team better. But Steph Curry will pull 2 defenders off of a screen. That will always leave one person open, right? And now, not only it's not Steph Curry scoring, but you have even the role players being able to score, which gives them confidence to even be aggressive and better. Which is why if Devin Booker is playing alongside Steph Curry, right, I consider Devin Booker a Klay Thompson type. He's always been a two guard, right? He's been a shooting guard almost all his life, although he plays point guard sometimes. So when he's playing alongside Steph Curry, you're not so far from a Klay Thompson, Steph Curry type of thing, because he's going to be open all the time and he's so good at those catch and shoot. But Jayson Tatum is so good in the ISO that in most cases, nobody will be able to touch the ball if he starts going ISO because he will score every time. nobody can guard him. But guess what that does? It takes away the confidence of the other guy on the other team, right? And now you have a team that is cold, but instead of having Jayson Tatum, you have Steph Curry, who is going to get a shot to everybody without him being a scorer, right? So I think that's where the media is not looking. And of course, the media usually doesn't look at the game within the game. They just talk on what they see. But at the same time, I don't agree with the fact that Jayson Tatum didn't play a single minute. But I'm just saying that you don't bench Steph Curry for anybody.
You can.
Oh,
and they will. If they are to win without Curry shooting the ball, they will be in big problems. The good thing is that they have a good squad, and they can't even win without him. Just like how they win without Jayson Tatum. So I hope the next game they can also bench Curry for the full game, because they can also win without him.
Why is Kevin Durant coming off the bench?
It's a rotation. It's a different game style they want to play.
Thank you. Do you know who he is? He is Kevin Durant.
Yeah,
two-time champion. I don't know how many All-Stars probably or his years in the league, right? But now it's Jayson Tatum, a champion baby from yesterday. Now we just but KD,
because he deserves it.
Of the base.
He deserves, and you know what? We should not dwell on this topic so much because we've already spent more than 15 minutes. But this is my final remark. You know what? This guy, Steve Kerr, said the main reason why he didn't want to play Jayson Tatum was apparently because Sabi has big guards, so they use not big guards, like big forwards, like forward, center, like all the three in the front court, because the back court is a point guard and shooting guard. All the three in the front court are actually bigs, like they have too much size. So he wanted to figure out a formation where there's AD, Embiid, and Adebayo rotating around each other. So that's why he mainly didn't choose Tatum, because Tatum is not a guard, he's a forward. Even though he can play there, but that's momentarily. Like everything you're saying about Curry, it can be done momentarily, it can be done by anyone. You cannot do that. You cannot hold the ball for 40 minutes or 48 minutes. Even when it's Lakers playing or State or any team that's playing, I get it. You can be a PG, but you're not only going to hold the ball every single play. You're going to have to do it your shooting guard to run the play sometimes, obviously. Or the obvious answer is you go to the bench. Who holds the ball now? Not you. So basically, it was along the lines that apparently Jayson Tatum, he wanted to rotate his bigs around Sabia's guards, and that's why when he had only those two spots left, he only used Derrick White and Holiday. And obviously, they're better at the guards at the wing spot at perimeter defending than Jayson Tatum. But I guess he figured out that what he did was a mistake and disgraceful.
No, so definitely.
We shall leave this right here and talk about what happened today.